I'm clear on what this path is supposed to look like. And these rocks and these dragons are things that I'm going to have to slay along the way to get the princess or get the treasure. I get happier about the harder it is because I know that no one else will follow.
It's a selection effect.
And I think if you can shift from this is hard to no one else will be able to do this, then it flips from being this thing that you're like, oh, poor me, to oh, poor everyone else who's going to have to fucking try. Yeah. And I think that is so much more motivating as a frame for the exact same circumstance. The amount of times when I was on my lonely path where I was too different from the friends that I had, but not successful enough to be friends with the people that I wanted to be friends with. That's when you want people to root for you. That's when you want people to support you. Once you've already won, people are like, he's amazing, he's so good. But like, that's the time when you need it the least. And so you always have to be the person who roots for you before everyone else does. And it's usually a single clap in the auditorium for a very long period of time. It is a slow clap that's just you rooting for you. And that visual, I think, is one that you can kind of take because it is. People struggle to do things alone. And the path of the exceptional person is one of an exception, which means that you are not with other people. And rather than fighting that or bemoaning it, see it as an indicator that you're on the right path. Because if everyone else were cheering you on, then it means you're not in the right place, because it means you're just like everyone else, and that's not where you want to be.
Patrick, how many times have you heard people say, I want to start my own business so I can choose my own hours?
All the time.
All these guys.
All the time.
All these guys. Being the boss sucks.
24/7.
People who aren't the boss, they go, oh, I want to be the boss because it's easy. That's why they'll never be the boss. When you're the boss, you're more stressed, you have more problems, you have more to deal with. When a man says, I want to run this household, women have been convinced to believe that means he wants to oppress her, when it's actually very much the opposite. He's saying, I want to take away all of the problems so you can focus on being the light in my life. There's a poem, and I don't know it exactly, but you'll have to Google it up. It's a beautiful poem. I think it was by a warlord. He's an Islamic warlord, maybe a couple hundred years ago. He said, stress is mine, pain is mine, war is mine, but you are mine. Winners have decided to be winners, and losers have decided to be losers. I didn't decide to be a loser, says the loser. It's just hard, it's just difficult, I was just tired. The fact you acknowledge that you were tired, the fact that you accept that it is hard, is why you've already chosen to lose. Winners don't accept these facts. I decided I was going to win. So because I decided I was going to win, the fact that I may feel tired isn't something I even mention. It doesn't enter my psyche. I'm not cognitive of it. I have things to do. The fact that it might be hard has nothing to do with the fact that I'm going to achieve it anyway. Winners have decided to win, and losers have already decided to lose. When you meet a loser, know that's what he wants to be. He wants to suck. He wants his family to struggle. He wants his mother to say, I have cancer and I can't afford the chemotherapy. That's what he wants. He decided that's what he was going to do. I've never seen a man who decided he was going to be a winner fail, ever. Before I had anything, long ago, I decided I was going to be a winner. I used to say to Tristan, I'm going to travel the world and I'm just going to have money. I'm gonna have a nice watch, I have girls, a fast car, I'm just gonna have money. I'm gonna be in Hong Kong in the fucking Shangri-La. Everyone's gonna know my name. You know in the James Bond movies where he walks in and they go, oh, Mr. Bond, because he frequented a hotel in Switzerland enough times for the concierge to remember him? Yeah, that's me in every fucking hotel around the world because I'm one of the most globally renowned, well-known people on the fucking planet because I decided I was going to win. The second I decided I was going to win, I never once again complained about being hungry, about being tired, about the fact it was hard, about the fact I was sad, about the fact I lacked motivation. I decided to win, and all of those thoughts evaporated from my mind. And if you still acknowledge these things, if you still talk about these concepts as if they are real, then you have decided to lose.
I said to her, you know, Mom, all those people that you're talking about that are 80, 85, 87 years old, like they've had a full run at it. I'm like, I buried my friends that are 27 years old, 30 years old, 31 years old. Like, that's horrible. And so people that got this full run, man, be thankful that they got that full run. And right now, if you're a dude and you're 22 years old and you feel like you're directionless, get your shit together, man, and go start making things happen.
Yeah, that sense of urgency is such an interesting one. You know, we're prepared to sort of waste years trying to work out what would take us days to do. It is. I understand why some people have degrees of regret around that, because they think, fuck, like I don't know where that time went. I wish I'd known this thing sooner. But again, if action's the antidote to anxiety, the only way that you can work out what it is that you need to do is by hurrying up and doing it. And again, if the fear of failure, the fear of the unknown is worse than the actual thing, you know, it all ties together. And I think everything that we've spoken about.
And by the way, you fail. Like, yeah, you're gonna blow some stuff. You're gonna make some bad decisions. You're gonna screw some things up. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Like, those make for good stories, man. Go get them. Go make them happen. Don't sit around being afraid that you might screw something up. You're gonna screw something up. That's guaranteed. Go do it. Get a good story out of it.
And also prove to yourself that you're not made of glass. This was the first thing that I learned in striking, which I'm sure that you, at some point when you first started, learned as well, which is probably as a newcomer to any striking sport, the most important day that you have is the day when you stop doing that, when a fist comes towards your face, because you realize, oh, actually, if this happens, it's okay.
Yep.
And it's that symbolically for your life, right? It's like, if I get punched on the nose, my life continues, and my nose is still there.
Yep. Yeah, go get yourself punched in the face a few times. It's going to be good for you.
Life is about the process of elimination. As I spoke about yesterday, removing options, removing possibilities leaves you with the only path forward. And by doing that, by removing all the options, removing all the hope, removing all the cope, you are left with the one sure path. So when you think about life, when you go through life, you need to be approaching it in that way. How do I remove the things that will not work long enough? All the things that did not happen. That's how you solve a crime, right? Someone murdered this guy. Okay, who was it? I don't know. Well, maybe this guy, because he knows him. And they had problems. They had beef over business. No, he has an alibi. He's on CCTV, caught being somewhere else at the time of the murder. So we remove him. By the process of elimination, you find the suspect. You don't say who's the suspect. You say who is not the suspect. The process of elimination is how you think and how you approach life. By doing that, specifically and exclusively with all things, you are left with the best possible path forward. Then you dedicate yourself with 100% of your gumption towards said path. And by doing that, you will be monumentally successful.